Hello, LEGO fans. Today is going to be a pretty big day for my MOC. I hate calling it that. For my LEGO truck that I've built. I got some things in the mail. Oh yeah. Yep. So I've already used the BuWizz. Here I've got it mounted on some plate. And I just connected that plate here to the bottom. Connected up the standard equipment to it, and here I'm going to use my cool pointer. The standard motors here and here, I just mounted the BuWizz to, but I'm taking these two rear motors out, so they're going to be replaced by these guys. And I can't believe how small these are. It blew my mind. You got to see this. Unbox it for you. Oh yeah. Comes in really nice packaging, I gotta say, honestly. When you get these, twist to the side and pull out. You don't have to rip the cardboard. You can use it again. I'm one of those type of people. So look how small this motor actually is. I don't know if this is really showing up on camera. Look at this. Like, there's an axle. It's almost hiding behind it. Here's 3 plates, and the 4th one is sticking over where the pins would meet. So it's 3 plates wide. It's like, what are those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. It's like 10 by 3 by 2. The actual, this section of the motor. It's wild how small it is. So I was like, I gotta get it to fit into this section here. Well, that's roughly the same size as the other motor. Thing is, its direction output here is not the same direction as that guy. This guy's coming out the front. This guy's coming out the side. So what I'm going to do about that is keep the entire front section here. All this is going to stay. This is all the same as Efferman built it. Except obviously here I've got a hard shock and a soft shock. I had 2 hard, and I didn't realize that was really limiting the potential of it. So I ran it some yesterday with this setup of 1. I had 2 of these in the rear as well. I don't know. I felt like maybe my old body was heavy and I needed all this suspension strength. But like, this is very bouncy, as you can see. And this front end is pretty bouncy now too. It's, when I set it down, it kind of does one of these now. So that's nice. And so another addition I would recommend if you build the Effermans is to add a rubber band right here. I don't think in Efferman's model he's got 2 front shocks. If I would recommend doing 2 soft instead of 1 hard, I think, or the exact setup I've got here. I'm going to try 2 soft and see how I like that. But so if you run the rubber band around a longer than necessary axle rod in the center there, what you end up with is it returns to center. So I'll sit it in the front. I can shake it. Like, it can try to swing left and right like this, and it automatically returns to center. There it is, back, and it snaps back. So what that does is that it allows it to contact rubber here instead of being plastic on plastic, support on frame. It's not like that. I've got one of these little rubber grommet guys extra here to make contact with the primary shock. I highly recommend that, whether or not you use the rubber band. It seems smart to me. But the rubber band is like the pinch between the frame and that right there and right there. So that, I think, is smart if you're going to use this pendular style suspension in the front anyways. which massively allows the front end to flex. You know, it doesn't translate with the wheels off. With the wheels on, you can really see how much it's getting. So the plan is, I am going to take one of the modifications I've made of Efferman's original plan is to extend this section here. So I've got the battery pack still sits in this section here. Well, I've not got stuff in the way. It just slides in there, and it's a pretty heavy battery pack, as y'all are probably aware. So it puts the weight way more forward. You know, I'm looking at a whole lot more 60-40, maybe even 70-30 with that pack in the front there, and that helps out a lot with it climbing. The BuWizz hardly weighs anything. Like, this feels like it weighs as much as feels like it hardly weighs more than the bricks it looks like it's built out of. You know what I mean? If I built a replica of this out of Legos and put like I don't know, a couple of the old uh space style magnets inside of here, you know, like the Blacktron magnets or whatever, the M-Tron magnets inside of a brick build, it would feel like this. It is so incredibly light. I can't even begin to tell y'all. So that kind of skews my weight balance a little bit. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. You know, in the RC world, people put brass in their rims. From what I've seen, like have brass rings in here or have heavy rims. I don't know if that's the smartest thing for these guys. I think that the gears inside of here would probably have a sad day if I put any rotational weight out here. So considering that, you know, I don't know anywhere that's got good support that could handle much weight, and I wouldn't really want to throw the weight, like, I should cover this area up. Anyways, this brings me to my second section that I've changed. So I lengthened it here, and lengthening it allowed me to have the battery pack closer to the front and obviously just have way better wheelbase, because like if you're climbing stuff, you know, you don't want to be... The original 42099's wheelbase is like right here. It was ridiculous. It was like hump, hump, hump over rocks. It was... So this thing will actually climb a lot better at this length. But I've lost the weight of the pack, both a Pro and a Con, I would say, honestly. Can't believe how lightweight this thing is with the BuWizz installed. It feels like it's not. Like, honestly, I pick it up and I'm like, shit, is the battery pack in it? So, you've got the lengthened section is changed. And then these are my own custom little diff locks here. And I'll zoom in on that so you can see what's going on. This lowers the gearing even further, because instead of using the diff lock that it standard comes with, I think this is a larger amount of gears. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm lowering it again further though, but I know that this is freaking stronger. Like, let me get in there on that. That compared to the regular differential locked, get out of town. And I've got it in the rear as well, obviously. So that I feel like, and it's really cool to watch these white bars spin. It's nice. So it's got geared down there. Then I swapped the gears obviously there for the regular 42099 as well. So it's geared down here and in the hubs, from what I understand. This thing does like 3 miles an hour tops with this in it. Like, it's so damn slow. And then I throw the BuWizz in it yesterday, and I was like, wow, it's going like 5 miles per hour. Which I know the difference between 3 and 5 seems like not much, like from a viewer standpoint. Mathematically, it's huge. The difference between 3 and 5 is the difference between 60% and 100%, y'all. It's 40% more. So, yeah, it was screaming with the BuWizz. So, I loved it. It was a lot of fun. I can't wait to take these motors out and replace them with the buggy boys here. It's going to be difficult, but I mean, isn't off-roading supposed to be a challenge? Beginning, middle, and end? Isn't that the fun? Isn't the challenge the fun? I think so. Anyways, gonna take these motors out, find some way to mount that guy in there. I suppose, you know, I mean, I could stick it in like this and it would still have the same direction of output and it would face straight up and down. I could probably do that. But then, well, oh, that might be kind of sick. I could put like in the bed, I could put like a box, you know, and have it lift up and have the freaking motors in there. That might be kind of cool. Or like how buggies have like the fans, have the radiators in the back. I don't know. I'm thinking on camera here. Anyways, I'm going to show you my body that I reworked here recently, and then I'm going to be done. So here is the faceplate that I've had for quite some time now. Doesn't make a lot of logical sense because I've got lights mounted in front of the bar. I've been meaning on finding a way to stick them in there somehow. So ignore the lights. They really don't make a lot of sense. But here's what's going on with this build. So it's Technic bricks all facing the wrong way, you could say, reverse, so that I could stick these prison doors into it. And I found this Technic panel that I thought would look really sweet. And so those mount up next to each other, keep each other, you know, true-ish, mostly, up and down. But, so that piece, this piece right here, mounts into this Technic bar. You can see here I've got clipped into the hood, and it's a Technic brick, and then I've got it spaced so that the pins on the front of this right here just click, and it just goes in very simply. Then this gray panel here, it just clips into this bad boy. So the bumper really is the part of the frame. Like, you can lift up the vehicle for the most part by the bumper. I can pull on the bumper, it pulls the frame. So I like the way that that clicks in there then, and then I've just used these to connect to the body so that the body can still pull off easily. It attaches and detaches pretty simply. So speaking of the body, here's my reworked body. I used to have the Technic Land Rover Defender fenders here, and they just, my wheels are too big, man. My tires are too big. They eat them. I had to go with this route because these things would compress fully and just take those Land Rover fenders out. It just didn't work. You can see here I've got this drawer full of them, literally full of them. And I wanted to cut here, but I'm thinking now that I want to cut here straight, and that'll be sick. I could eventually use that on some sort of a modified Jeep Wrangler build. So here's my body. I recently reworked it. Doors open now for whatever reason. I don't know. Inside, this thing weighs nothing. So I'm pretty happy about that. It feels like it hardly adds anything to the build weight-wise. It's all very solid. I can pick it up from anywhere, and I am good to go wherever I pick it up. Very solid. The bedside's now clipped down, which is something that I stole from the Toyota Hilux build from RM8 Brick Garage. Shout out to those guys. Legends. And so these fold down. Obviously you can use it like a utility bed or something. I don't know. Inspired by those Australian Hiluxes that are so wonderful. So in case I just feel froggy and you've stayed for this long, I've built this new frame here, and or this new body here. I'm thinking I might try it out at some point. Maybe make dual connection points for this one and that one, or I don't know. But this thing is based off of Toyota pre-runners or trophy trucks, you know. So I've got the terribly high fender cut and just the rounded hood, you know. And then I have been playing around in studio for quite some time now, and I got confident enough to try an angled windshield here. I cut my teeth on building that RM8 Hilux. It's in a smaller scale than will work for my model though, so I kind of try to figure out a way to get it scaled up. These big frames are super useful for scaling things up and for making them be sturdy. Like, this thing is solid. I can really push down on it and move it around. It's not going anywhere. If my vehicle flipped over on top of this, it would be good to go. These are actually being held up. They're pinned in place. They should go like that, and it's probably not going to be very happy with me doing it like this, but that's how it's sitting right now. So I might try to figure out a way to get like some lights pushed back into here, and yeah, I really like this one. These tires you can find on Amazon. These are Injora Super Swampers. I believe they're 4.2 inches at 1/10 scale. That means they are 42-inch Super Swampers. I ain't playing around. I've got those things spammed on so many comments online. I just show people, you got to get these. And the same company makes other tires that work really well for the build also. Anyways, thanks for watching. See ya.